The Winston Dramatic Show has been brought to you by Burlington Volkswagen, located at 4500 Route 130 in Burlington, New Jersey. At Burlington VW, we have some respectfully dope cars to ring the bell for. Check out the new ID4 Pro all electric V with navigation, the Atlas, which is a smooth SUV, and the Tiguan, which is a rugged crossover, and more. Feel free to stop by and check out the specials that we offer at Burlington VW. Whether you need a new car, a leased car, or a pre owned V, be sure to holler at AJ or Syed. Make sure you tell them that Winston Dramatic sent you.
What's up? What's up? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's good with you guys? You guys and gals, how you doing tonight? Yeah, we got a Monday night show for you live. You know what I mean? We come to push another to promote another book. This is a book promo straight from the city of Trenton. You know what I mean? There was a few things happening in the city. Few people deserve a congrats on their stats in the city. You know what I mean? Jenna Kettenberg, Crystal Feliciano. You know what I mean? Congratulations on you guys advancements. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking out loud, and I'm not speaking in the microphone, but I'm back in the microphone. I have my mic right here. My bad, y'all. You know what I mean? Glad you guys tuned in on a Monday night. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for tuning in. We have a lot. You know, we do an hour show when we come on. I have another show as well tomorrow night, so you guys tune in for that. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the city for coming in and tuning in. You know what I mean? Check 1 2. You guys hear me? You know what I mean? If you got, if you hear me, hear my microphone, just throw the thumbs up. You know what I mean? You know I got the NFC champion hat on for all the lovers, all the lovers of the other squad. I don't promote those. You know what I mean? But y'all know how we do on Sundays. You know what I mean? Let's enjoy this playoff run. Let's do what we gotta do. You know what I mean? No hard feelings to the other folks that have been on the Facebook and Instagram, going against us. You know what I mean? But no hard feelings. No hard feelings. So my thing is, right, throughout the city, what I've been doing probably for years is give younger folks a chance to tell their story, especially if you can shape it or edit it or promote it or do whatever when you get them in the studio or book setting or anything entertainment. You know what I mean? To keep the mind advancing throughout the city. You know, we love the area of Trenton. We love the advancement of the city of Trenton in most forms anyway. You know what I mean? But I had a conversation today of a young lady said her rent was going up, where she almost couldn't make it. Not due to her not having any studies because she'd been to college. She have a few kids. Not trying to just tell her story, but it's getting real hard out here. You know what I mean? It's getting real hard. Really harder. For some, it's been hard. Some know how to cope with it, know how to shake and move. Everybody's not a shaker or mover like that. You know what I mean? We got to learn how to help each other. You know what I mean? Push each other in the right direction anyway. You know what I mean? Do the best we can in Trenton, New Jersey. You know what I mean? Try not to be opt out of where you live. You know what I mean? So if you have any help or any peace knowledge, you know what I mean? If you have any help in mind of living, of how living to assist in living, you can contact my number, and we can give you contact my number or just message me, and we can try to figure something out. You know what I mean? Send you in the right direction so you can probably stay in your home, or you can probably get to somewhere better. I mean, but no further ado, we're gonna get into this book right here, this book of trauma, and it's something that spread throughout the whole city because it's a whole lot of trauma uh, that people are engaging in these days. The younger folks, the younger too, it's real young folks that's engaging in trauma. You know what I mean, they're coming out of certain situations that you couldn't fathom. You know what I mean, but they still find a way to survive. Like that's why I give it up to the young, to a lot of younger folks so much because they held on. Like some of that stuff, a lot of people couldn't handle that in life. You know what I mean? So with no further ado, I'm gonna bring in my man. You know what I mean, Ricardo, and he wrote the
Hey,
book
how you
of trauma. This is my guy. What's happening, man?
Good, good. Thank you. I feel grateful to be here.
Yes, yes, official. So you the author of the book that people heal people, right?
Yes, I got my book actually right here. Trauma, heal people, heal people. The work is in the healing, so it's actually on Amazon.com right now. And also I've been selling books myself. I had a book signing and then I had a signing at my mom's party. So and then I just be selling them myself. Like if people catch me, you get what I'm saying now, get a book for me. So I have them on hand too, and it's $21. But
Okay.
it's almost a 300-page book, so people will definitely be intrigued and they'll enjoy it.
All right, we're gonna get into what made you write it. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into, and it's so thick of a book. We want to know. We want to know what made you write it, and then the process of you making the book. Because there's other people who want to create books as well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They want to create books, and maybe you could teach somebody younger than you. You know what I mean? How to write, how to go about doing it at least. You know what I mean? Because everybody don't go through the same steps in life to be able to come up with the whole book. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Tell them who you are and what you represent, where you coming from. Tell them, you know what I mean, before you
yeah.
tell them about the book. Tell them who you are first. Talk to the
Okay.
people.
Okay, so my name is Ricardo Richard, but my real name is Richard Green. So I'm from of course Trenton. Actually, I grew up at East Trenton, and then my mom grew up and then I would stay with my mom sometimes on Oakland Street. So in between West and East Trenton on Oakland, but primarily I grew up at East Trenton. I'm also a teacher. Um that's like my 9 to 5, but my hustle, you get what I'm saying, is like my artistry, my writing, the radio, podcast, like all kind of stuff that I've been doing or whatever. But right now the focus has just been really just promoting this book and trying to get this book out there to the masses.
Right, right. You've been to school, you've been to college and all that, right?
Yeah, I've been to college. I got my BA in social science, and I was going back for my master's in early childhood, but I didn't. I kind of stopped, and that's when I really started writing, and I kind of felt that's when I really started writing and fell in love more so with the writing. And before we even kind of get to the book or whatever, the book is kind of a continuation of my web series called Hurt People, Bitter and Broken is on YouTube now. You guys can type in Bitter and Broken web series and you guys can go watch all 3 seasons. We got 18 episodes that we started shot in the city of Trenton. And that came about because my best friend had passed away in 2015. So I had just started writing through the pain and let alone a series was produced, a book, and then a podcast and all these other a movie and all these other things that came after. So yeah.
That's cool, man. That's cool. So you would know how to write songs and all that then, huh?
It's so funny when I was when I was younger, me and my boy and my cousin, we had a little singing group called Unique. But I
Yeah.
can't sing no more, you feel me? But when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, before puberty, I had a little singing background voice. So we had a singing group. So I used to write little songs or whatever. But I didn't know at the time because I was able to write songs. I didn't know that I would be able to write stories and, series or a movie or a book or anything. I just thought I had a love for music. But, later on when I picked the pen up, I realized when I actually was in college, that I knew how to write. That's when I really discovered my gift of writing, when I was in a drama course for acting, because I have a love for acting as well. And I started writing the scene down. The teacher told us to write, and that's when one of my best friends, Corinna, shout out to her, she was just pushing me like, Rich, write, write, write. And I just started writing, and that's when I discovered like, oh, I got the gift of storytelling. So I didn't know, had I not gone to Mercer County or yet alone go to school. So I'm really
So
grateful.
so you found that when you were in college. Then you didn't find it when you were in like elementary or junior high.
You
It
know,
came
it's so
later.
it's so crazy now that you mention it. I remember being like in the sixth grade, and I had wrote some poetry, and my music teacher was just saying like, Richard, this is really good. Like this is really good.
Right.
But I never really thought much of the writing. You get what I'm saying? I never thought
Yeah.
of it, you know. But now when you said it, it makes me think back to being a kid, and I remember my music teacher telling me like, this is a really good poem.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it wasn't until I really got into college when I really started really taking the time to cultivate it. I wrote a play years ago called Misery Loves Company, but I never did anything with it.
Right.
And I let it sit there. I started working on a book then and back in 2010. And then life just started lifing. You get what I'm saying? I found myself spiraling, making really bad decisions, bad choices, being around the wrong people. But after my best friend had passed away, all of a sudden, that's when I was just like, I started like crying out to God, like asking God to help me. And it took a couple of years for me to get back on the right path. From the outside looking in, it looked like I was always on the right path because I was working, you get what I'm saying, working two jobs, and
Right.
but on the inside I was drowning. You get what I
Yeah.
mean? On the
Yeah.
inside I wasn't happy. You know, on
Right.
the inside, you feel me? I'm like coping with partying and drinking, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And I just wasn't happy. And I all the times when I used to party and drink, I just always feel like it's got to be more. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be more to life, because after that hangover, you know, I still got these problems. I still got these issues. You get what I mean?
Right.
So I
Right.
just felt empty. I felt empty, drinking all the time, and I just wanted more, and I knew it was more for me.
Right. Right. That's crazy. That's crazy. I was thinking about the writing part, right? So doing so who taught you the business part, the business side of the writing? Because you know that comes into publishing
Hmm.
and getting checks for your releases and stuff
Hmm.
like that, right? So you know you were schooled on that as well, right?
Yeah, I would say that that's a part that I'm still learning, but I'm grateful that I was able. Shout out to Iris Sky Publishing, my editor Trish Williams. She was
Right.
able to edit my book. You get what I'm saying? And actually, I just got my first check from Amazon, maybe direct deposit from Amazon like a couple of weeks ago. So that just felt good. You get what I'm saying? Having a third source of income, it
Right.
felt good. You get what I mean? Like it
Right.
wasn't, a huge check, but it
Yeah.
felt good because it was a start. You know what I
And
mean?
you
Like,
earned that, and you earned
yeah,
that everything. You put everything into that, and
yeah,
you seen the outcome. Like, wow,
yeah. So
this
I
is, you know
saw
what I
it.
mean?
It was so crazy because I've been selling my books. So I was
Right.
able to make more money from selling my books from Amazon, because
Right.
Amazon get a chunk from it. But when I'm
Right.
able to sell my books myself, I get more money. So when I
Yeah.
remember when I made like my first $1,000, actually my first $500, it
Right.
felt so like it felt so good, because it was just like, it's different from when you making it, you know what I mean, you making money and you getting a check from the
Regular
doctor from
job and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
that's just like, all right, cool. But when I made my first $500 from selling my books, I just felt so grateful, like, wow,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I actually worked for this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean, I put the work in. I ain't put the work in to help somebody else's dream, but I'm actually putting
Right.
the work in to,
To
you know,
your dream. Yeah. Yes. Yo, that's funky. And do it gives you the drive, right?
for
Because when
sure.
not saying we're only cash driven. We're not only cash driven, but we need it to make to pay bills, to pay
Hmm.
light bills, water bills, taxes, rent, food, clothing, you know what I mean, etc. But
Yeah.
do it give you the drive to want to create like, yo, this next book, like
Hmm.
this next, because you got to create a hit though. It's all right. It's
Hmm.
just like in music, like with making albums and stuff. Like everybody is in search of
Hmm.
the hit inside of them. Like, but you don't know which one gonna be hit. It be the hit. It may be the most shallow album,
Yeah.
from the artist standpoint, right?
Yeah.
So, do you have it in you? You think you got the drive in you to eliminate outside jobs? And I'm not saying anything is wrong with working for anyone. I'm not saying
Mhm.
nothing is wrong with that's fantastic. It's great. You may even earn more money working for someone else. But do you think you got the drive in them for the next say in yourself? Do you have the hit in you to be like, yo, I'm gonna move. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
You
For
got it
sure.
in you.
Yeah, for sure. I think right now I'm just waiting on God because I realize that everything I do is on purpose. So it's, I literally, the book and everything that I'm doing, like I'm a believer. You get what I'm saying? So right now it's just waiting on God and just figuring out like his timing because I realize I'm the type of person I get real anxious. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I'm ready to leave right now. You know what I'm saying? So I
You
realize
will.
like right now and I'm just walking in just in the steps, you feel me, that God has provided for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just allow him to order my steps and in his perfect timing, definitely. And I know it's coming, you get what I mean? Because I was just telling my sister the other day, when I did the party at my mom's, you know what I'm saying? And I was just doing my books, I had made close to $1,000 in a couple of hours. So it made me realize like I'm doing something wrong. You get what I'm saying? Like it just made me realize like is other ways, to financial freedom, but we not really taught a lot of this stuff growing up in inner city.
Absolutely.
So I definitely see myself, but all in God's timing. That's what I will say. But I'm really grateful more than the money. The money to me, if I could be honest, not to be shallow or to be corny, the money to me is only the bonus. You feel me? The people hitting me up and saying, yo, I cried, or the people hitting me up or whatever, telling me what the book has meant to them or the series has touched them. That's what really drives me. You get what I'm saying? Knowing that I answered the call, you feel me? Knowing that God gave me something. When I was writing hurt people, bitter and broken, I was hurt. I was bitter. I was broken. I was coming from a painful place and I couldn't understand why God would allow, why would he take my best friend with me? And then days before he passed away, we weren't even speaking. So imagine you know what I'm saying, your brother, like a best friend or brother, and then y'all not even having the best speaking terms, so I that like all of that stayed with me for a long time until God really had to give me revelation, and but I'm grateful that I was able to write because I realized that in my pain it was purpose, and that it's the scripture in the Bible. It says that it was good that I was afflicted, right? Because I needed to be afflicted to be able to tell this story so it can help so many other people. So that way my pain is not gonna go in vain.
Absolutely. Are you did you reach to the point where you and usually I don't really ask anyone this because I don't really do it myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
I only highlight like uh better times, good times, times that can grow, things that we can grow, times of things that we can grow from. That's really what I promote. But from the root of this book, I would like to ask you: are you in a position to tell some of the trauma stories?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I don't want you to go all deep into the book, but I'm at least asking you to tell where the writing stemmed from and directly how they stem, but you might not be into the feeling of it because it might take you emotional. I'm not sure. I'm just
no, it won't. It won't because
me.
it won't because the stories in the book or whatever. It's not necessarily my stories. You get what I'm saying? So it's not. This is not an autobiography. You get what I mean? This is a novel. So I would say so. There's 4 central characters. One character is a mother. Her name is Anne Marie. She's from Trenton. All the characters are from Trenton. So Anne Marie is literally living with she's living with survivor's remorse because 2 of her kids were gunned down in the city of Trenton. So 2 kids are murdered. So she has to figure out like how she picked up the pieces with her life, right? Then there's a little boy, his name is Tristan Brown or whatever. So he's actually the last Brown brother. I don't want to say too much because I know people you can go watch back and watch the series Hurt People, Hurt People. It's all in the series and the movie 6 months ago. So I don't want to say too much, but so as a mother, she's basically trying to pick up the pieces after losing 2 of her kids that was murdered in the streets of Trenton. And then you also have His name is Bashir. He's the type of person where he's trying to find himself. He's a people pleaser. He wants to please everybody, but he's not happy where he is. So he's a
Right.
PK kid. You get what I mean?
Oh,
So his father is a man of God, is a pastor, but his father, I would say, is more Pharisaic in a sense, where it's more so about the look and not more so about the heart of following God, following after
right.
Christ. So he's everything to everybody inside of the church, but to his own son, he doesn't really know how to be the father that he desires him to be. So you know
Wow.
what I mean. So it was important for that. And then
Right.
so yeah, those are the characters. And like I said, this little boy, his name is Tristan. He's trying to find his mother. You know, he feels
Right.
lost, so he goes on
Right.
a hunt to find his mother. So and there's so many different stories and characters in there. So
And then,
I'm really
wow.
really excited. People are gonna when you read it, I literally put my heart into this story. You gonna say
Right.
every time I sit down and write, it is you know, I hear people say it's emotional, dig deep. We dig like you the thing about trauma and the thing about healing is you gotta dig deep and it's dirty. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? And a lot of times with us in the black community, what goes in the house stays in the house.
Right.
And we don't want to dig deep. We you know what I mean? We want to smoke it away, drink it away, sex it away.
Right.
So the one thing about this book with trauma, whatever, is digging deep, getting into them family secrets and you know getting into that closet, you get what I'm saying, bringing out them
Right.
skeletons and you know
Right.
dealing with yourself so that way you could become a better version of yourself. Because me and my sister was just talking, you know, when we don't do what we got to do to heal, it affects the generations to come,
And after you,
you know.
yeah,
So
that's right.
we need to be generational curse breakers so that way generations after us don't have to deal with the lasting effects of trauma from years before,
Right. Right.
you
Right.
know.
But you sometimes some of that stuff been around so long that
Mhm.
I don't think that it can be healed. I mean, talk to me. You don't want. I'm taking this from you
Yeah.
because you more of the
Yeah,
this is something
I
that
believe healing. I believe healing is a process, but I
yeah,
believe that healing is something that we all can have. It's all attainable. But I think it's up to the individual. But I believe true healing, we can't get true healing unless we go to the one that created us, and that's God. You get what I
right,
mean? Unless we go to God first, our source. You know, for me, I believe
yeah,
in Christ. I believe in Jesus. So unless
right,
I go to Him first, in order for me to start the road to healing, I had to go to God first, and
first,
then
right,
after that, then I was able to go to therapy. You get what I'm saying? Then so
right.
forth. But first, you have to go to the creator, the one that created you. You get what I mean? So,
Absolutely, absolutely.
sure.
So look though. So throughout the city, we in the city. We in the city. We seen, and some of these cases are what you base some of your stories off. But
Mm-hmm.
it is a lot of it that's happening in the city of Trenton. Um, how do you see it? How do you see the future? Uh, uh, is it going to any ever be any help for anyone? You know, what I mean, is it going to be help or medication or just medication? Which way are you seeing it? Like how you seeing it in the future? You would have to at least visualize, like as an artist and all that or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, or a mathematician. You have to at least visualize at least say 5-10 years in
Mm-hmm.
advance. You have to see up the street a little, you know what I mean, because you've seen enough, so you can see like, all right, that pattern is there, and you can see 5-10 years down the line, like, yo, it's gonna be crazy worse, or
Yeah.
man, it's a chance. You come out with this book to tell us that, yo, we have a chance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You come out with the book to tell us that we have a chance. So, but you also have to have gauge on, yo, it'll be better maybe in the next 20 years, 15 years, whatever
Mm-hmm.
like that. How you feeling on that
I,
futuristically looking?
I feel like it's gonna get worse before it get better.
Yeah.
You get what I
How
mean?
much worse though? Hold on, how much worse? Because we already, man. Hey, I'm a little older than you, so I'm
Yeah.
seeing. You know what I mean? I can see. I'm like, how much? How much
Yeah,
worse? How much more?
cause like when I think about it, I think about on a spiritual aspect. So I already know like what I believe in is like we in the last days. Like that's a whole nother
Right.
conversation. So
Station,
I know
absolutely.
that spiritually it's gonna get way worse before it get better anytime soon. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like this is definitely the time for people out there. You get what I'm saying? To uh check your heart posture.
Right.
Um, you know, and I keep saying my sister Tiffany, but you know, we were just talking about how the world has grown so cold and we've
Yeah.
become so selfish. everything
Right.
is self-absorbed, everything is about us, where
Right.
literally we're not thinking about others, and what if we are thinking about others, is always about what somebody can do for us. And it's just
Yeah.
like when will we get back to, you know, really genuinely loving other people and loving each other. And I was just telling my sister too, like, even family, sometimes we just need to come together and just check in with each other. You know what I mean? I
Right.
read this book that kind of changed my life by Michelle Williams. It's called Checking In, and it
Right.
was just basically essentially saying like, you never know what nobody going through, and just
Absolutely.
checking in with somebody. Oh, good morning, I thought about you. That could
Right.
literally, somebody could be been ready to blow their head off, but by you thinking about them. You know, I have moments where I might check in, you know, with people, and one of my cousins like, yo, cuz you don't even understand how much that mean to me. And I'm like, oh, I'm just saying good morning, yo, I love you, have a good day.
Right.
You never know what that means to somebody. So I want to say this, my brother, so I think I told you this too,
Uh-huh.
on the heels of finishing this book, my brother, so I had finished writing, right? I
Right.
didn't meet with my editor or anything like that. I had this book sitting on my laptop for almost 2 years, a year
Right.
and like a year and a half. So what wound up happening was I'm finishing typing it up. I'm like, yo, I'm done. I'm finally done. Literally hours later, my brother got murdered.
Right.
Um, but what happened was, I remember in that time I was just in this moment of checking and checking and checking.
Right.
So you hear some people say, well, if a person ain't checking on me, I ain't checking on them, right?
Them. Right.
But I remember feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Let me just check in. And I'm really grateful that I did check in with my brother, because God is so good that when I was trying to find something to be grateful for, right? I've
Right.
been in this journey, this healing journey of trying to look at life as it being half glass empty instead of
Yeah.
it being
Half
half
full.
glass full. Because
Right.
life really be lifing, right? So when I was
Right.
trying to find something to be grateful for in my brother's death, I began to thank God that in that morning, right? I texted my brother. I was like, listen, because he had just got married before he got killed. I was like,
Right.
listen, I was like, bro, I just want to tell you I love you. I'm glad that you found somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, that gets you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
because he had trauma being in and out of the system in jail and all of that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was just like, I'm glad that you found somebody that gets you, that understand you. I love you. And I was like, we got to get back to the way we used to be,
To that
because I
way.
feel like
Yeah.
as we got older, the streets tore us apart. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I was just like, yo, he was like, for real, little, I love you. And that was the last thing my brother said to me, was like, nah, for
Wow.
real, little, I love you.
Right.
And I was grateful for that. But had I not reached out to him, and I was just thinking like, oh, if he ain't reaching out to me, and then I
I
would have
ain't
never
just
had
reaching
that
out to him. Yeah.
moment with
Yeah.
my brother. So sometimes God will put things on your heart. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? For you to reach out, or you to think about somebody. When you think about somebody, just reach out. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, I
Right.
thought
Right.
about you. Have a good day. So being that I was able to be obedient to what I felt, you know, now I got this memory. You get what I'm saying? That although I
Right.
miss my brother, I was grateful that before he died, I literally hours before he died, we was able to tell each other that we loved each other, and we wanted us to get closer and try to build back on our relationship. You know, unfortunately, we wasn't able to do that, but the last words to each other was that we loved each other. So I'm grateful for that.
Let me ring the bell for that. Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. That's dope right there. You
Yeah,
know, a lot of us, we need to do that a lot more out here, man, because we just let everything, just let it slide off. You know what I mean? And into the world, and carry that. We'll carry that. You know,
yeah,
if you didn't talk to them, you'll carry that. Like you'll carry that for the rest of your life, man.
yeah.
You know what I mean, we never know when we're gonna go, man. But you do say, you on another tip, you do say that you have more books in you, right? You said you have more books in you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I got definitely more books in me.
What's the next one looking like?
The next
Mentally, I'm just saying mentally.
one,
Don't you don't gotta tell everything, but mentally, what is it looking like? My last guest, he showed me what the next one was looking
I,
like.
I
You know,
think the next one looking like oh man, I think it's still more healing. More, I think
yeah,
another sequel
you
maybe,
got a lot of
but
that in you.
yeah, because I feel like when me and you was talking before, I was saying I remember growing up in, you know, in the city, in the hood or whatever,
Right,
and
right,
growing up being in the projects, all of that. I didn't think nothing of it
right.
until I got older and I was able to be exposed to different things. So literally every day when not every day now, but when I drive past the projects and I see my brothers, you feel me, who look like
Yeah,
me, and
yeah.
I see their potential. You get what I'm
Right,
saying? It really hurts me. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, because I'm just like, yo, you, like I was telling you, like, you have people in the projects that are millionaires.
You're right.
You know
You're
what I'm
right.
saying? But but guess what? When you don't know better, you don't do better. And when you haven't
Right.
had those examples, you get what I mean? You just sometimes fall prey to your circumstances and what you've been through. And
Right.
it's really hard a lot of times to break out of that mindset, that
Yeah.
poverty mindset,
Yeah.
that you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That lifestyle is really hard. That's why it's important, I think, to also surround yourself with people that are like-minded and surround yourself with people that's going to help you grow and elevate. That when they see
Right.
you at your lowest, they able to pick you up and be like, nah, bro, you got more in you. And I was
Right.
listening to Miles Monroe. He passed away as a pastor from the Bahamas. He passed away years ago in a
Right.
plane crash, him and his wife. But he
Right.
talked about how he said, if you look at my hand and I have a seed, most people would say is a seed. He said,
Yeah.
really what's in my hand is a forest.
Right.
So
Right. That's right.
the things that we see is so much more. So when I see people that look like me and I'm driving past them, I know that it's so much more in that, that young
Right.
brother, or I mean, people my age is so much more in you, but you won't never know who you are until you tap into
Right.
God. You get what I'm saying? Until you
Right.
tap into your full potential. But most people die before they die before they ever really know who they are.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
really that's sad, because one of the richest places on earth is the graveyard,
Right.
because
Right.
there's so many dreams. You get what I'm saying? So many
Right.
inventions. You know what I
Right.
mean? So many songs, so many things are literally buried with people. And what
Right.
I realized again, for me, I could have literally died. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? With all these books and these podcasts and movies,
Inside
all
of
of
you.
this
Yeah.
stuff died
Right.
in me because of my trauma and all the stuff that I was going through. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I want to see people heal. I feel like it's my responsibility as I'm still healing. You get what I mean? I had to one hard moment for me was I had to forgive the people who killed my brother.
Right.
And for me, it got to a point where next thing you know, I started praying. I
Right.
knew this was all God, because me, that's not something that I wanted to do in my own strength.
Right.
But I went from having anger, you get what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
upset, angry, even wanting vengeance, to the point where next thing you know, now I'm praying for the people, I'm saying,
Absolutely.
who killed my brother, because um I would never want anybody going through the same thing that I went through.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yo, all right, this is a shot for Oakland Street. Y'all see, it's people that ride by that's from the hood,
Yeah,
and they can see a forest in the mine, diamonds in the rough, everything positive out of a bunch of people that's hanging out. You know what I
yeah,
mean? They can see so much. Everybody just don't see a hardcore spot. Some people see differently. You feel me?
yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Planet is a beautiful place. This is for everybody in the world. You know what I mean? The planet is a beautiful place. You don't only have, you're not looking, when somebody's looking at you, they're not looking at you from one sight, not only from a hater's eyesight, not only from somebody who wants you to be down eyesight. It's somebody who wants you to be up, and they want to be able to trust you as well to probably bring forth whatever type of magic you have in your mind, you know what I mean, and help nourish that. So be kind to who you seeing, you know what I mean? Be kind to some of these people that you've been around. You know what I mean? It's a lot of that. But yeah, back to the podcast now. So the
Yeah,
not the podcast, you made a series, right? A series, a online series, which is kind of hard to make. It's not that easy to make. You know what I
it's
mean?
not.
I know a lot. Some people can grasp it, but not everybody can do it. You put it together script by script. And
Yeah.
can I ask at least who did your camera work? At least was it
Uh,
somebody local or
it was a guy, his name is Barry McLean. He actually was living in Burlington. He just recently moved down south.
okay?
He shot 2 of my seasons. He was able to shoot my movie. The Hurt People, Bitter and Broken series. Remember, make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bitter and Broken web series, because although Hurt People, the series has ended, my podcast is coming called The Valley. And that thing is gonna be crazy. We digging deep. It's like therapy, but it's like we having hard conversation, we healing, we doing all of that. So make sure y'all subscribe. But this series, Hurt People, Bitter and Broken, is where it really all started from. And I got a group of people from Trenton, what I mean, people, my family, my friends, you get what I'm
Right.
saying? And we did it, and we had billboards in the city of Trenton, on
Yeah.
Stuyvesant, on Parish Street. We was in a newspaper. We had a commercial, a local commercial, but it was on like our own network, BET, Lifetime, just a couple of, things or whatever. But I was really grateful because we was the first web series and the consistent series in the city of Trenton. And I was really grateful because I've known years ago, like they shot movies and stuff, but never a series. So I was grateful to be one of the first. And I recently saw on social media that they're like auditioning for another series in Trenton. So I was just really grateful to just be able to be one of the first. You get what I mean? To be able to do that. So we shot our show in Trenton, and it's all people from Trenton. And so I'm really, really excited about it. And I mean, the series, not just because I'm in it, I really think that is deep, and it's talking about a lot of stuff from young fathers. I play a
Right.
character. His name is Amari. He's reckless. He's young. He want to turn up. He doesn't really know how to be a father. So his mother, he's like a baby boy character. So his
Right.
mother, whatever, she's a single mother coming from the islands of St. Vincent, came here to give him a better life, and he just want to turn up because he got deep rooted, trauma. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? That he doesn't know how to dress because as black men, as men in general, we're told to not express our feelings. So he doesn't really know how to express himself.
Right.
So he just turned up, he drank, but it leaves an effect on his son. You get what I'm saying? And he doesn't realize that his hurt is affecting his son. You know what I mean? And his mother's got to pick up with his slack. And then the
Right.
character Bree, she's been in a foster care, detention centers, all her life, group homes, and she's trying to figure out where she is. And then again, the main character Bashir, that's his early story of him and his father, and again him being a PK kid and what they got to go through. And then season 2 is the Brown brothers, 3 brothers. The mother leaves them. They don't know their father, so they're living on the streets of Trenton as 3 little boys. That story is really deep. Season 2. And they're trying to figure life out on their own. And it makes me realize, even as an educator,
Right.
you don't know what these kids are going through. You don't know where these kids are sleeping at. You don't know what the trauma and the pain that these kids are going through. And then they got to show up and be kids every day. When they don't have an opportunity to be kids, they're really carrying grown up, problems or heaviness. So we just talk about all of that stuff: alcoholism, addiction, mommy issues, daddy issues. It was a scene that was super deep. Y'all gotta watch the movie. It
Talk
was
to him.
a scene where Amari, he finds out that his father, his whole life, lives right around the corner from him. He has sickle cell, so all the times he's in the hospital, he always desired having a father. He didn't realize that he had daddy issues until he got into rehab and he had to seek therapy. For only found out from his mother. His mother lied to him. Found out his dad lived around the corner the whole time. He meet his father, and that scene, I filmed it, I shot it, I played the character Mark. That scene was deep. I almost cried in
You
that
know
scene.
that's real life though, right? Like I
It's
seen that in real life. Like that's
mm,
real life. Yeah, that's real
yeah.
life.
So
You
that
seen
scene,
that. You seen that.
yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about did you see it? Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's real. It's real. It's definitely real life. I mean, I personally know people, you know what I'm saying, that just don't have relationships with their fathers. So for
Right,
me, when I did that scene, it was I was honestly tuning. If I could be honest and candid, and no, disregard to my uncle, but my best friend, he really desired to have a real close relationship with his father before he died.
right.
So when I wrote that scene, I was envisioning him being able to say everything that he would want to say to his father. That's why when I shot the scene, it almost brought me to tears because there's so many men that want to have a conversation with their father, but they don't know what to say. They don't know how to say it. They don't, oh,
Right,
I ain't about to be emotional. I ain't doing all that. I ain't about to be
right, right,
soft and weak. But literally the little boy inside of you is hurting. You get what I'm
right.
saying? And because of your hurt and the little boy inside of you hurting, you
Hurting.
don't know how to show up and be there for your son. You get what I
right,
mean? So
right.
that's why I said these generational curses. So the
Scream.
episode with this young black man coming to his father and telling him like, "Yo, my like I needed you, bro." You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You was not
Hmm.
there for me. You get what I'm saying? That hurt me and that messed me up. So that scene was actually one of my favorite scenes to shoot. And I really hope that when people watch the movie, the season 3, the movie, it'd be some young men that come up and be like, you know what, maybe I can't say it, but I'm gonna write a letter to my dad. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my dad, you know, is not that dad where I could talk to, but I'm gonna write him a letter. Maybe if he don't answer, at least I got it off so that way I can move and I can heal and I can move on. So all of it, from hurt people to trauma, heal people, it's all about how we've all dealt with some type of hurt. And then
Right.
now it's time to get to the healing.
Right, yeah, it's time to get to the healing. That's fact. Hold on, let me ring the bell for that. Yeah, ring the bell. It is. That's fact right there. Yo, you ever think of doing or have you done throughout the city any speaking engagements? Have the city ever asked you to do any speaking engagements on this? Because right now, you know, it's heavy dealing
Mhm.
with all the trauma from the past, like whatever 30 years or what more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Have you ever done any?
it's funny that you mentioned that because honestly,
Mhm.
it's been something that I've been praying about. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I've been asking God, like God, because people have been saying it to me. You get what I'm
right,
saying? They have been reaching out, or they'll say, "Hey, you should speak," but nothing is solid, like nothing solid. But people
yeah,
have
yeah,
said you should come speak, to the program, or you should do this and do that.
right,
And I definitely see myself doing that because, again, I have so many stories to tell. You get what I'm
right,
saying? From my own story, just growing up in the inner city, you get what I'm saying, and wanting to
right,
fit in. I was
right,
always different. I was always
right,
a misfit. You get what I'm saying? And this is why I think even when God does allow me to go to the schools, I want to tell the kids that feel different from
yeah,
everybody else, it's okay to embrace your individuality because me growing up in a hood or whatever, I was trying to fit in and acclimate and be somebody that I never was, and that almost
right,
destroyed me.
right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right,
So, but I had to survive. You feel what I'm saying? So you're
right,
surviving and doing things for me innately is not who I am, but it's my survival nature. So
right,
again, it really me going back to God. I had to really I was at my within at a point where I thought I was going to lose my life because of how reckless I was living. And when I went to
right,
God and cried out to God, like He really helped me. But it was a process.
yeah,
Here's so many stories about when people go to God. Some people may say, "Oh, God changed me in the day." God, that didn't happen for me.
yeah. It don't
So
go
I had
like
to
that.
really, really
Right,
go to God, like genuinely, like constantly go to God. You feel what I'm saying?
right,
And pray. I started reading my word, getting in my word. I started going back to church. And over in time, God started changing my heart. So at the end of the day, for me, that's what it's about. It's not about money. I feel like the money gonna come. You
yeah,
get what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? I'm already
It will.
blessed. You get what I'm
It will.
saying? As long as I'm doing what God calling me to do and lives are changed,
Right,
and like I said, somebody hitting me up and yo, I was changed, or guess what? Now I need to forgive, or gang, I need to go have a conversation with my mom or my dad, like that type of stuff. I'm like, yo, I did my part. So
right,
long as that
right.
when I die and I leave this earth, I gotta die empty.
Yeah, yeah, right,
Everything that God placed deep down on the inside of me, I want to do it all. So if
that's
I
right.
die empty and I do everything that God called me to do from my mother's womb, then I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. So it won't matter. Sometimes if I could keep it 100 with you, sometimes I'll be like, God, I want to be further alone, but I also
Right,
realize and trusting in God that maybe my heart can't handle what's to come. That
right.
I don't want my heart to get to a place where it's greed, is arrogant, and I'm this
Yeah,
and I'm that. I'm nothing. You feel
right,
me?
right,
Without
right,
God. I'll
right,
never get it twisted. I never will get myself in a high horse and think, oh, because I wrote a movie and I wrote this series and I wrote a book and I'm making money, I'm nothing without God. I humble
absolutely.
myself. And it's a scripture in the Bible. Is Second Chronicles 7:14. And it says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray.
Mm-hmm.
The thing
Mm-hmm.
is, we gotta humble ourselves. And a lot of us, especially growing up in the hood, like we don't want to humble ourselves. You get what
Right,
I'm saying?
right,
Like
right,
it's times where I've apologized for people who've done wrong to me because guess what? I needed my heart to be pure unto God. You
right,
get what I'm
right.
saying? I needed to move forward. I can't do what I do without a pure heart.
All right, that's right.
You get
You're
what I'm
right.
saying?
You're
Because
right.
every day your mind, you feel me? It it's hard to change. You get
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Your mind innately think the wrong thing, and you get what I mean. So it takes about it's really crucifying that flesh and dying to the flesh. You get what I
Right.
mean? So me, like I said, I have to constantly go to God. God, purify my heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know that when it gets to a place where I'm chasing money, I'm not gonna want to do it no more because that's not what it's about for me.
That's right.
Not
That's
saying I
right.
don't want to make money, but it's
Right.
not about the money for me. You get what I'm
That's right.
saying? It's
That's right.
never
That's not your drive. Yeah, that's not your drive. But definitely keep your books right. Definitely, because this is all a part of the math of what God sends you. It's a part of it, and somebody can hurt you on the bottom of it. But
mm-hmm,
definitely do your knowledge to everything around it.
for
Do
sure.
everything around it. That's
Yeah,
He gave you that gift too. He gave you a lot of gifts in one, not only one gift, right?
yeah,
So do the knowledge. If you get a percentage of this publishing, the
yes,
percentage of that, know your work and know your rights. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It
Know your
feel
rights.
good. It feel good knowing like long as people buy the book,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
I'll always get something from it. You
yeah,
get what
yeah,
I mean? So
yeah.
it feel
Right,
good knowing that I'll get
right.
residuals until I go. Long as somebody buying the book, I'll get a coin or I get a dollar or
Absolutely,
something, so that
absolutely.
feel good.
This is your
Generational wealth.
this is your estate. Actually, this is your estate. So if you have children or whatever, and you pass on, you know what I mean, it's just not frivolous in the air because you didn't care about the cash. Somebody else might have. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You have That's your estate, and that's a part of going to whoever generationally you passing it down to. But I mean, I'm not telling you not to have a certain point of it because I don't want to give you the drive just like, oh, because money, money, money. I don't want
Yeah,
to give
yeah.
you
No, I get what you're saying. Be a
you get what I'm
business.
saying? But
Do
I
it for
want you to be
sure.
fully aware because
Hmm.
that whole circle is God. The whole circle is God.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's a part of it. But do what you were sent to do. Do what
Thank
you were sent to do, and this is it. And then and it should be people from the city that's listening to us as well. And I think he's a great guy for y'all to get on a campaign or just put him in front of a speaking session so he can speak to the trauma to people that suffer through trauma. He real inspirational. You know what I mean? Young, let him rock. You know what I mean? Let him do his thing.
you.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, who else we gonna
I'm,
do it?
I'm out here to win souls for God, and I really want to get the young brothers, like I said, my age. I really want to get them off the street. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's a decision. It's up to everybody. You get what I'm saying?
that's right.
But love always to all of them. You get what I mean? But it's just like when I see the RIPS and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So many of them. Yeah, yeah. We seen that. You grew up seeing that. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
people I went to school with, people that I was friends or people, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Seeing that is just like I really thank God for saving me because I know that at the end of that could have been me. Wrong place at the wrong
Absolutely.
time. I've been robbed before. I've been at the
Yeah.
wrong place at the wrong time. Stuff happened to me. Growing up in the
Right.
city, things happen. So
Right.
it's like I'm grateful. That's not my story. You get what I
That's right.
mean? Like,
That's right.
So yeah.
I mean, yo, that's peace, man. It's great. It was great. It's great talking to you. But we almost done. We may have like 10, 15 minutes left. But man, why would you write a book that's so thick, 300 pages like the Bible? What's the deal? What's the deal with that? What did you put it together piece by piece, different time by time? Yeah, talk about it.
You know what it is? It tells the story of so many different stories. So what I wanted to do is when people read Trauma Heal People, I wanted them to get full. I wanted them to have a sense of so many different characters. Okay, if you can't relate to this person, you'll be able to probably relate
This
to the
person.
young brother, you feel what I'm saying, that's in the streets and he's just trying to figure out, where he's going. You get what I mean? He's young, his mom is on welfare, he's just trying to figure it out. He like, listen, I just gotta sell drugs. This is what it is. It's so many different stories in the
Scenarios.
book. So I didn't want to zoom it in on one character. You get what I mean? I wanted to
Okay.
tell multiple different stories. So when I tell you there's so many different stories like in this story, like so when you're reading it, you're just people when they read it, they're gonna be like, yo, I was fooled, like because it tells so many different stories of people in the inner city and people going through stuff. So it's good. Like I had people, my dad took a couple books at the job. One lady was like, I was up to 1 a.m. in the morning. I literally had people, somebody reach out to me and shut up. Go on Amazon to leave some reviews too. I read the
Right.
book all in one day. I stayed up all day, all night, and read the book to the wee hours of the morning. I read all 280 something pages, and I'm like, wow. So I had literally had people tell me they cannot stop reading the book, and that just makes me feel good. Then I mean, I really honestly I've realized that it's a lot of the women. You get what I'm saying? I really
Yeah.
want, because a lot of us as men, especially young black men, we don't read. So
Right.
a
Right.
lot of
Right.
women, I've been getting a lot of love from the women, but I would love for the brothers. You get what I'm saying? I would really, really love. I pray that God do it. Is a character in here. She's in jail,
Right.
and she tells a story from being in prison and how that affected her relationship with her son and her not being there for her son. And because again, our lives affects others even whether we don't realize it or not. And I feel like for me, I really would want these books to get in prison too. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Tell a story that is hope. You get what I'm saying? That guess what?
Right.
You're where you are now, and it ain't gonna always be where you are.
Right.
It's hope. You know, I went to go see
Absolutely.
my cousin last year in jail, and I was just telling him like, bro, I need you, and I was
Right.
letting him know like we ain't doing this no more. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I believe in you. Like whatever you need, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like I got you. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like whatever you need, and people need support. People need to
Yeah.
not feel judged all the time. People need to
Yeah.
know that guess what? You're not your mistakes. That
Right.
yes,
Right.
you made a mistake. You get what I'm saying? Guess what? Learn from that mistake. But you could
Right.
evolve, and that your past mistakes doesn't have to be your future. You get what I
Right.
mean? So I had to pull up and I had to not just talk about it, but I had to be about it. You know what I mean? And but I do though. I really would love this book to get in prisons, and I really would
Yeah.
love to see young men reading the book. You get what I mean? But again, a lot of us we're taught like, oh, not to get emotional. So when it get deep and we dealing with our emotions, we don't really want to deal with it. But we need to talk as a young black men, y'all. We need to talk, and I give y'all permission as black men. We need to talk about how we feel. We do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
that's how we heal. When we get it out, we can't keep that stuff sitting in there and suppressed over years and years. And the only time we show emotion is when we angry. Like,
Right.
nah,
Yeah. Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? So high schools, if you're accepting books in your programs right now, you can check my guy out. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
books,
People
man.
who heal people, put them in the high schools and let them show them early. Well, if the students haven't
Yeah,
uh don't know what trauma is or seen some traumas, maybe he can enlighten them on what traumas they may be dealing with, or you know what I mean, find it an interesting story. But
yeah. And
yo, so
I'll
talk to
put
him.
the last part is the work is in the healing because at the end of the day, you got to put the work in it. The
That's
thing
right.
about it is a lot of times people are not happy where they are in life and they blame God for their bad decisions. And
Hmm.
at the end of the day or whatever, like we can't put everything on God. We have to participate with God. You get what I
Hmm.
mean? Like God is not going to do everything for us, but guess what? We make a step, He gonna make a step. You get
Right.
what I
That's right.
mean? So that's the thing. As we're praying, the word tells us faith without works is dead.
Right.
So you gotta put the work in too. You can't just faith, and not do the work. You get what I mean? So that's the thing. No matter what it is, I just started juicing the last 8 days. It's been raw. It's been tough, bro. You get
It's
what I'm
been
saying?
nah. Juicing is good though, man. It
Juicing,
depends on what you blending with. What you blending, man? You ain't blending
I've
something.
been juicing, so I just been juicing, like just fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
I haven't had no meat in the last 8 days, so
No,
it's
that's
been tough.
good.
But that's what I'm realizing. Like I had spiritually, I'm getting my spirit right. Right, I go to
Yep.
God, get my spirit right with Jesus Christ. All right, cool. Get my spirit right.
Right.
Then now or whatever, I'm trying to get my mental right. So now I'm about to get back into therapy because
Right.
what I realize is as I'm pouring, as God pouring into me, I'm pouring out. So then I gotta replenish too. You get what I
Right.
mean? So I got to
Absolutely.
get back. I'm also about to get myself back into therapy too. So now I'm getting my mental right. I'm getting my emotional right. Now I'm getting the physical right. You get what I'm
Physical. Right.
saying?
Right.
Juicing. About to get me
Right.
a personal trainer. So
Right.
it's all the pies of healing that I want to get my finances, get that
Right.
part of healing right. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I just, I want to get the pie right, all of the pie right.
That's
You know what
right.
I mean?
That's right. Ain't nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. Yeah, we've been on for like an hour almost, but so give them the links. Give everybody the links. If you have an Instagram, if you have a yeah, if you do have a Facebook, your messenger. Um, and this is for all the teachers, for all the schools across the country, If y'all can, and you need him for any speaking engagement as well. So you're gonna give them. I also want you to give them the links to the internet show. I want you to give them every connection that you can give them every connection. If you have even you don't have to give a phone number because you have everything on here. So give them all your info. Give them all your info.
All right, you guys. So listen, again, I want to go back to my giving y'all my YouTube because I have the Valley podcast coming soon. Shout out to Quest. You get what I'm saying? Quest is
Shout out Quest.
Shout out to Quest. So Quest or whatever is somebody that Quest is just a good dude. You get what I'm saying?
Yep,
We actually met Quest a while ago. He shot and came to my movie premiere, and then I didn't know after that we was gonna be building. You get what I'm saying? Quest doing a lot of stuff. He's doing ooh stuff. I didn't realize that he doing ooh stuff. He doing a lot of people's stuff.
He did a lot of people from the city.
A lot of people.
Mainly everybody that you see got a video from the city. Mainly everybody.
So yeah, so shout out to Quest. He done my cousin Pretty Tsunami. Shout out to Pretty Tsunami. He did Pretty Tsunami.
Shout out Pretty. What's good?
He did her video. My cousin Dara Duck. He shot his music video. So now he working with me. You get what I'm saying? So go to my YouTube channel, Bitter and Broken Web Series. BITTER, the and sign. Broken, BROKEN web series. Make sure y'all hit subscribe because the Valley podcast is coming soon and we're going to be dropping episodes every week. The first episode that I have is with my father. It's called How I Didn't Feel Worthy to Have a Father, and we just have some deep conversations. He talk about his relationship with his father. You get what I'm saying? We dig deep, man. It's going to be a tearjerker. And then we also talk about the parallel stories of my brother being murdered and also his brother was murdered too. So we talk about that too. So make sure y'all go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. My podcast will be out next month. But until then, you guys can check out the series. All 18 episodes is on there. Make sure y'all subscribe, comment. Y'all can follow me on Facebook, Ricardo Richard, RICARDO, RICHARD. Follow me on Instagram with the same name. Follow me on Instagram, The Valley 35. And then follow me on Facebook, Goshen Films. That's where you could get all updates and everything like that. And if you want to email me, my email is richardnov@yahoo.com. Again, Richard NOV as in Nov, like November, NOV@yahoo.com. And you guys can reach me there. And if you guys would to purchase a book, again, you guys can get it on Amazon. Trauma Heal People, or you guys can reach out to me, inbox me on Messenger. The book is $21. I promise you, you guys will not be disappointed. And please, if you hear about this book and you see a post, please share, you guys. I'm an independent artist, so I'm just trying to get out there and prompt trauma, healing. I'm pumping God. I'm trying to win souls for the kingdom of God. I'm trying to get them crowns and them jewels. You know what I mean?
Do you have Venmo or
yes, I got Cash App, Hurt People BB. I got PayPal, Richard Green. I have Venmo, Richard Green, and Zelle, my number. You know what I mean? So yeah, y'all can just hit me up, inbox me if y'all would like to get a book. And please, when y'all get the book, take a picture, tag me, share it, and let other people know about the book because that really helps us as independent artists and upcoming business owners and entrepreneurs.
All right. So we about to be out of here. Thanks for coming on tonight. You know what I mean? Did I treat you like them other podcasters? Or
nah, you was 100. I appreciate that.
See, I'm like, yo, he might be looking at it like it's shaking, but our boat ain't gonna shake. We gonna rock. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
I mean, heal people. Y'all tune into the Winston Dramatic Show. We'll have some more folks coming through for you. I have somebody tomorrow night coming through for you guys. Tune in. You know what I mean? Let's do this. P, let's get up out of here tonight. All right.